12 minutes gone past 5 o'clock. Our discussions continue. Many thanks for staying tuned. And next up on the show, a matter of utmost importance, one that every resident of River State is affected by, and it doesn't matter what you're so. There are those issues that it appears only some persons are affected by, and some other individuals have no idea what you're talking about when you delve into them. But this is one that affects every single person. It doesn't matter how highly placed you are or not so highly placed you might be. It doesn't matter if you have the tag Honorable or Excellency attached to your name, or if nobody knows or even cares who you are. Everyone is affected by this, and in a negative way, by the way. Talking about the Soot crisis that we've been dealing with for some years right now in River State and possibly even beyond as well. It's assumed a crisis. It's assumed a crisis state or nature for some time right now, and the situation keeps getting worse. Experts have weighed on the matter and talked about the dangers it poses now and even in the future as well. And calls have been made to state actors at every level, state and federal especially, to deal with the situation. It appears that these state actors are either bereft of ideas, or completely unwilling to do anything about it, and in some cases even state actors have opened up their palms and expressed that they don't know what to do about it or can do anything about it, expressing their helplessness, and even on occasion also advising the citizenry to pray to God about it, or leave it in God's hands, as hopefully in this season of Christmas, I think an angel appeared to the wise men. I'm not a Bible student that very much, but maybe as in the Bible account of when angels were being sent to tell people as to the good news of the Savior being born, maybe praying to God will warrant an angel being dispatched as well to come wave some kind of magic wand that will resolve the situation. But whilst we are with such a miracle to take place, and whilst honorables and excellencies appear once again bereft of anything to as far as ideas, cogent that is, to do anything tangible about it, individuals like yourself have taken it upon themselves to do something about it. And I have some of such, or a few such individuals with me here in the studio. We're discussing stamping out Soot in River State. You may have deciphered that already. And some good fellas was at the action against Suits in the Niger Delta have drawn up some strategies. They have in relevant conversations. They've designed some things to do with a view to addressing this situation. I've got a couple of them with me in the studio right now. I've got Benibo Daboye. He's a co-founder, Action Against Suits in the Niger Delta. Benibo, good evening to you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Dayo.
Also here with me is Fidelia Harry. She's also a member of Action Against Soot in the Niger Delta. Fidelia, you're welcome as well.
Thank you very much.
In spite of the seriousness of the conversation we're about to delve into, it's still a merry season, so complimentary season to the both of you.
Thank you.
Let's start with Action Against Soot in the Niger Delta. I'll start with you, Benibo, being co-founder of this, what is it, organization, association? You'll explain that. What exactly is it? When was this conceived? When did it become a reality? And what purpose is it intended to serve?
Okay, thank you very much. The idea was conceived last 2 weeks. I was actually in Yenegua.
Oh, that recent?
Yes, very recent. I was actually in Yenegua, and I wanted to use the bathroom, and I discovered that the whole floor was, suits, So I had to speak to my folks, Barrister Stephanie and Oyet Precious, and I told them, see, this is getting out of hand from Port Harcourt to Bayelsa. We have to do something about it, So we all agreed rather, to actually stamp Soot out of the Niger Delta region. You could recall, this was exactly the fight late Ken Saro-Wiwa, was fighting. And then before he passed on, so this is, he died in 1995, right? So this is 2021. So if you do the maths, you will see it's 26 years after. We are still talking about environmental pollution in the Niger Delta region. So
yeah, you're right. I mean, there were issues of environmental degradation or pollution at that time. I think the dynamics are somewhat different from what Ken Sarawa was advocating at that time. But I do see the connection, though. So what purpose is action against Soot in the Niger Delta intended to serve? What exactly?
The whole idea is to join other well-intentioned folks to stamp out Soot in the Niger Delta region. That's all.
All right, we'll come to details in a moment. But to Fidelia now, you also are a member.
Yes,
am I right?
Yes.
How did you become a member of this movement, of this initiative, and why?
Okay, for a very long time now, while I was still in university, I would call myself an environmentalist because I have been part of so many platforms that intend to help with our environmental issues, not just in Nigeria, the world at large. So when I heard about Action for Soot, I decided to join in because it's a passion. It's something that drives me. Cleaner environment, clean air, ambient air.
All right, Benibo, back to you. How bad is it? Now, this is a rhetorical question, which in this case actually, and in this context requires an answer, because everybody knows how bad it is really, hence the rhetorical nature of it. But I do require a response still. How bad is the situation with the Soot? Because sometimes when you hear state actors respond to it, it seems like we're making a mountain out of a molehill. It seems like these people are just, is it that they are jobless? They don't, what is their problem? Why? Yeah, it's not a great situation, but the way they are going about it, how bad is it? As bad as it's been made out to be, or environmentalists like Fidelia simply seeking some attention?
Not exactly. You see, the air quality we breathe, it's currently at when I googled online, I saw 167 PM 2.5. The PM is particulate matter, that's what it's used to measure the Soot. So it's currently on 1.167, so it's unhealthy. That's how bad it is, and it's growing. I read recently a material an article by Dakuku Peterside. He quoted 188, so it's very bad. It's very bad. The air quality is very bad. We can't, continue inhaling that. When you talk about air, it's source of life. When you talk about water, also source of life. So imagine this scenario when they are contaminated or polluted.
All right, Fidelia, being the environmentalist that you are, you've done some work in this regard. In your experience, how bad is the situation?
It's, he has given you statistics, so I will not want to go further into that, but it is very bad. When I mean very bad, is as bad as most people don't actually know that this doesn't just affect us as per our health, it also affects, it's also a cause of global warming. So it's very, very bad.
So beyond harming ourselves here in the Niger Delta region or in real estate, we're also contributing to a global crisis as well.
Exactly.
All right. Now, that said, there have been calls to government to the various levels and state actors, government agencies and agents to deal with the situation. How would you assess the performance or their response so far? Fidelia, I'll start with you.
I would give it a 0. Because the Soot started we noticed the Soot in 2015. And then it came to light in 2016. And now we're counting from 2016 to 2021. Nothing has been done. Nostra is really not doing it. I've had the opportunity to be talked to by a Nostra representative. And I must say, even that day, he promised a lot. A lot was said, but nothing was done still. So in my opinion, they've actually not done anything.
All right, but I don't know if you have a different view from Fidelia as regards government response to this.
You see, the whole idea of leadership is problem solving. The whole idea of leadership is service to the people. And from my own assessment, I don't think that the government has actually done any well, both the federal and the state level. I could remember in 2017 when the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, was touring the Niger Delta region. You know, he promised a whole lot, but then we are still not seeing anything. It's the same situation. The state governor, His Excellency Ian Wike, you know, has said that he has constantly blamed the oil workers, the uniform men, you know, and artisanally refiners, you know. He has constantly blamed them for the issues, you know. But what measures has he taken? You understand? First, I could remember he set up a committee, you know, to look into the situation, and then they came back with a report that, you know, these are the people causing the problems. But then, after that, what next? You know, so we are not seeing anything. We are tired of, you know, all the fake promises. You know, we want solution to our problem. We don't want to wake up one day and see that everybody is dying, you know, due to one, you know, ailment or the other as a result of the polluted air you inhale or something.
Now, solution sounds great. You want to win? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, like in 2017, I think a bill was passed for gas flaring, like penalty, a certain amount if you flare gas. And they proposed that to be a solution, but so far it has not done anything.
All right. Now, you used the word solution as well. Benibo also earlier used the word solution, which I imagine is top on the minds of everybody right now. So we all know, at least to some degree, how bad the situation is. The danger it poses to us now and even in the future. What once again is topmost on most people's minds right now, if not everyone, is what's the solution. Now, if government or state actors and honorables and excellencies have spread their palms and even have advised that we pray to God, is there then a solution? Is there something that can be done? Because when I interact with people as well, regular folks, civilians, citizens, it's a case of it's a feeling of hopelessness and helplessness. Should that feeling pervade all our minds, or is there something we can actually do about it? I'm also going to commercial break right now. We've got headlines at 5:30 p.m. When I return, our friends from Action Against Soot in the Niger Delta region, I believe they have drawn up some strategies or steps that can be taken to mitigate. Citizens and as governments will come to this and explore it in some more detail. I will get your contributions as well via the usual platforms. Do please stay tuned. Hard Fact continues shortly.
Headline News, Nigeria Info.
92.3.
Headline News.
Good evening, I am Constance Mega with the headlines. Minister of Information Lai Mohammed denies reports that he has contracted COVID-19. Presidential aide Garba Shehu confirms he has tested positive for COVID-19 and is in isolation. Governor Wike decries increasing number of COVID-19 cases in Rivers State. Some health centers in Rivers State yet receive administer COVID-19 booster doses despite announcement it starts today. NAFDAC warns Nigerian men against use of sexual performance enhancing substances. Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami says President Buhari has the right to decide to sign or not sign the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. A human rights group, the Center for Basic Rights Protection and Accountability Campaign, calls on Obiakpo Council leadership to address illegal task force operating in the area. A former governor of Imo State, Rocha Sokorocha, accuses governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, of arrest of his son-in-law, Uche Nwosu. Zamfara elder statesmen raised alarm over indiscriminate release of arrested bandits by authorities in the state. On the foreign scene, New York City enforced new COVID-19 vaccine requirements. In business, telecom consumers reject federal government's plan to introduce a digital token to boost verification of NIN. In entertainment, Ghanaian rapper Shatta Wale criticized Nigerian artists. And in sports, Manchester United manager Ralph Rangnick hints club will not sign unvaccinated players. Those are the headlines. The major news comes your way at 6 p.m. Just stay tuned.
A clean surrounding is a collective effort.
Diseases could be avoided
With good hygiene practice, be more responsible with how you dispose waste products. The environment will be better looking without litter and exposed garbage. We love our city clean. This message is from 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Our freedom depends on our proactive responsibilities.
Let's talk, act, and be about development.
With one voice, our potential is realized. This is your number one news, talk, and sports radio station. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
I am listening.
And now, hard facts.
Hard facts with Diode.
Welcome back to the Hard Factor Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm done. We got 26 minutes to go before 6 p.m. The major news is up at 6. For the moment, we're discussing stamping out the Soot in Rivers State. My guest was action against Soot in the Niger Delta. Benibo Daboye's co-founder, Fidelia Harry, is a member. Hello, you both. Welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
So we talked about solutions. That was the point we were before the break, and the headline is just a while ago. What are those solutions? What are the things that can be done? Because everyone, once again, state actors whose job is primarily to fix problems, as you clearly stated a while ago, Benibo, we said we have leadership to solve problems, but this problem appears to be one that they are incapable of solving, whatever the reasons are. What then are the solutions? If government, whose job it is to fix the problem, ask us to pray to God, what then can be done?
There are many solutions actually out there. The vice president, when he toured the Niger Delta region, promised to build modular refineries for the, illegal oil bunkering, aka fire. So we've not seen that yet. The best thing to do, one, is to grant those guys license. Right, so they can do it legally.
But licenses exist right now. Anybody who wants to refine petroleum products using modular refineries can go to the relevant agencies of government and apply for these licenses. And if you meet the requirement, you'll be given.
Then there should be enforcement.
Enforcement of what? Of licenses?
No, like the illegal oil bunkering guys, right? They should go after them. Okay. They are not.
All right.
So we have to solve it from the roots. That's one of the problems. Then when you talk about the gas flaring, which is, for me, I look at it like a legal thing because the IOCs, they flare gas and then they pay whatever penalty that's, is attached to it. You understand?
Okay. Now, I do imagine, even though your group is just about 2 weeks old, I think.
Yeah.
About 2 weeks old. I do imagine that amongst yourselves. I do imagine rather that there's more than just two of you.
Of course, there are professionals actually. Environmentalists, legal practitioners, medical practitioners as well. There are so many of them.
Oh my God! So you've had discussions amongst yourselves. There must be some strategy or strategies that you've outlined that you want to employ to stamping out the Soot in River State. What are these strategies that you've outlined amongst yourselves?
We are coming up with a white paper on how to go about it. It's currently ongoing. The professional groups are actually handling. We have working groups that are actually taking up these tasks. Yeah.
Okay, but what are some of the steps already? I'm sure your white paper will come up at some point. But what are some of the steps that you are discussing amongst yourselves that you very likely will make your white paper?
Okay, for now, while we engage, before we start engaging with NESTRA, and the Federal Ministry of Environment and the state government, we are looking at educating the citizens, so they can wear masks, at least to prevent the soot from inhaling it.
All right, Fidelia, why should citizens start to wear, or residents of River State start to wear masks now?
We have the coronavirus that's already existing and the Soot. This is a major combination. It's mighty that both affect the respiratory system. So we are employing the first guide, which is wearing of the face mask. So although it doesn't quite, it may not serve as much the purpose of preventing these particles, but it will reduce it minimally. It's one of those things where we want to sensitize people to do, like also shutting your windows. Usually when I wake up in the morning, before now, I'm one who likes to open my windows up and then allow air come in. But the Soot is now here, and we're encouraging people, we're trying to tell people to shut their doors, stay in more often. If you can stay inside more often than going out, it's a plus. And then I also like to tell people out there to please stop smoking. The Soot is killing us slowly already. Try not to make it faster.
Well, people staying indoors as often as possible. Most Nigerians, or maybe not most, but there's a high level of unemployment in the country, and most Nigerians are in the informal or non-formal sector. Not everyone. Most Nigerians don't have a 9-to-5 job, or a white-collar job, whether in some office, very likely possibly air-conditioned. And at least there is some filter of sorts, and then they only have to come out maybe when they're transitioning to work or back. Most Nigerians want to get in the informal, non-formal sector, working in shops or markets and the rest of it, and they don't have air conditioning. And most people, even when making that transit from or to their place of business, they may not be in air-conditioned vehicles. And when they get to their homes as well, even if they have, for those that have air conditioners at home, there may not be power. And powering up your appliances using diesel may not be a luxury you can afford yourself every single time you need it or want it. So how can people really stay indoors and protect themselves from the environment?
Like I said, stay indoors as much as you can. No unnecessary movements. I know it's like you have said, it's a luxury for most people to be in an air-conditioned space. Yes, so that's why it's stated that you should stay in as often as you can. If you're in your shop, you can do well to close most of the windows and allow for air from just maybe one passage.
But if you find that, and I speak from experience as well, you probably may have experienced this also, even in environments that are short and you have air conditioning, the Soot still finds a way in.
Yes, its size is 10 nanometers. It's very tiny. So what you're doing is to prevent as much as you can not to get in.
So we have an idea what the problem is to a great degree. We know that it's if not exclusively, mostly caused by the activities of these illegal bunkers and refiners, aka coal fire. We know it, and their locations also are not a secret. We most people know where they are. The other day, I had a local government chairman, the local government chairman of MOR local government area in my city, sitting right there, and he also identified communities in local government area where these activities are going on. He mentioned them live on radio. Everybody knows where they're going on. Now, do you think, and I'm asking you as citizens here, concerned citizens, do you think that the residents of River State, the citizens themselves, do you think they're doing enough to demand of government a response in dealing with this? Do you think citizens are doing enough of that?
Like you said, you asked us as citizens.
Yes.
I must speak the truth. There's very high rates of unemployment. Yes. And as I'm speaking as a citizen, of course, when you come out, they'll tell you this is their source of livelihood. This is their means of survival. In as much as it is bad for us, if you're not giving them an alternative to move on to, even if you move them from that location, they may still go somewhere else. And then we're all humans. When they start telling you, this is how I feed, some of them will tell you, I have this and these children to train and all of that. So I cannot.
So your point is what exactly?
My point is that you said as citizens, what are we doing about it?
Yeah.
Yes, like, because we know where these things are already. Like, we know where they do the bunkering and stuff. Like, if they are calling the government,
I'm not asking you. I'm not saying Fidelia. I'm not saying the Benibo either, because you obviously are doing something. You've organized yourself. I'm talking about the larger society. Most other people out there. I mean, you being in the studio right now is doing something. You and the others in your group are organizing yourselves, having these discussions. Preparing a white paper, and I believe that white paper will consist of other actions that you will be taking as well. So that's doing something.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the general citizenry.
Okay. First, may I acknowledge the effort of Eugene Abels and his group. It was as a result of this whole idea that I discovered online that they've done something actually on it. Stop the Soot campaign. So there are people who are actually doing something concerning it because they are aware, but the large majority of us are not doing anything actually, because some are ignorant of it. They don't know how bad it will affect their health. So some are aware, but then they don't look at it like, okay, I can actually take action. You understand? So those are some of the issues. Then some are actually afraid, to speak. Yeah.
Afraid of what and afraid why?
I don't know. they are
afraid of what?
You know how the society is, So if
are you afraid to say what they're afraid of?
But whether or not, if you speak, they might come lynch you or something, but then the suit might kill you too if you don't speak. So what's the point? You have to speak.
Oh, the lines are open right now. Join the conversation. 0817 93 0002, 0817 93 0003, or 0817 93 0007. The number is too cool. WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. That's 0809 030 6416. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome.
Good morning, good evening, Mr. Dayo.
Hi, go ahead, please.
My regards to the people there.
Go ahead. Straight to your comment to question.
Yes, my name is Justice Jory. I'm calling from Omudioga.